Hello, I'm Carolyn Foote, librarian in Austin, Texas at Westlake High School, and I have a special passion for the advocacy that we can build into our everyday practice as librarians. Telling our stories is very important to having a better understanding of what libraries do for students. First off, it's important to understand what defines your library. What makes your library tick? What story do you want to communicate about your library program? Joyce Valenza and Doug Johnson talk in an article in School Library Journal about branding your library program. And Buffy Hamilton, who spoke earlier in the conference, explains here in this slide how she came up with the name The Unquiet Library. It's catchy, it's unique, and it also conveys the idea that her library isn't the library of yore. It is a current library with current practices. One thing that's important to do once you've defined your library brand is to create a presence in your school. Obviously, you have a presence, but are you reaching the students? Are you reaching the faculty? Be sure that there is something in your program that there is to advocate for in the first place. You need to be an active and vital part of your campus's community. It's important to create that sort of presence in your library through your programs, through the way you work with students, through the environment in your physical space. All of that is important in conveying how you work with students, how welcoming your program is to students, and how important you are in their information literacy journey. Another way to create a presence in your library is by training your own staff, if you have a staff in your library, and if not, the staff in your school, about frontline advocacy. The people working the desk in the library, whether it's volunteers, student aides, paid library assistants, or other librarians, are the face that your patrons, your students, see. And those people are vitally important in advocating for your program by the way they interact with the students, by the help and customer service they provide. And so by providing training for them, making sure they're up to date with library practices, with library technology, and good customer service, it helps create a face for your library that in itself is an act of advocacy. It's important to create a presence on your website. Your digital space is just as important as your physical library space. And the welcoming aura of your library space is very important. For example, our library site for many years was a static library site with links to web pages organized in a template. But I decided last year to turn our library webpage into a blog. It's much more interactive for students, and we embed polls, we have changing articles, I can update the links on the sidebars, and it's a much more interactive site now. Students look forward to the new content, they actually read it, they participate in the polls, and so it creates a more vital space in our digital library. There's many social networking tools where you can create a presence for your library, such as Flickr.